Montgomery. Offense gets an A-, and defense gets an A+. This is a super chat, so Harley, appreciate that super chat. And make sure you guys click that money symbol down below. We'll do our best to get all these super chats on the show. So I did my grades. I had the offense as a B, and I had the defense as an A. See, me, the defense would only get an A+ if we didn't give up any touchdowns. And it's also the Falcons. The Flaccos, led by the Broncos. No. I understand why you guys want to give the grades. I just want to be a little bit tougher. And the fact that we only scored 24 points, I don't think that deserves an A grade. I mean, a B is a good grade, right? I mean, if it wasn't for B's, I probably would have never even got through high school. So, Harley, appreciate the super chat. Got another super chat rolling in here from Jaime. Jaime, I won't rip on you. Keep up the great work, Raiders. So how about this? For everyone who's watching the show right now, if you're a Raiders fan, okay, if you're a Raiders fan, type Raiders in the comments section, because that was the other thing I learned. I was blown away by the length, I can't do it now, my voice is shot, of how long y'all scream Raiders for. Like, there were people saying, like, Raiders, for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It was crazy, and I actually kind of felt left out. I'm like, man, I literally talk for a living, and I can't even kind of scream the way that some of these people were screaming. And as you can tell, my voice is absolutely shot. But I had an amazing time, and if you're a Raiders fan, make sure you guys click the like button below, and make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/RaidersReport. All right, let's keep these questions, comments rolling in here, and make sure you use hashtag Raiders to get on the show. And if you're wondering, Mitch, how do I get on the show? Turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live. With Josh Jacobs being the first since LT to go over 100 yards, I saw this stat, and I like it, Derek, so good job. Go over 100 total yards and 2 offense in his debut. How do you think Jacobs' career will stack to LT's first season going forward? I'm not going to compare Josh Jacobs to, I would say, arguably a top 5 running back in his prime. I mean, LT in his prime was absolutely sensational. I mean, he has the NFL record for most rushing touchdowns in a season. I love LT. Josh Jacobs is a very talented running back, but he's not LT. He's not quite there. But Jacobs is going to have a good year. He's going to have a good career. He's a tough running back, and if he keeps his head on straight, which I think he will, he also doesn't like the limelight, so maybe he should stop getting over 100 yards. No, I'm kidding. Josh, keep doing your thing. Got another super chat. Appreciate you. What's up, Juan? Jacobs' yard per carry is low because of the obvious runs to close the game. I agree with that. I do not disagree with that whatsoever. And I think actually yards per carry is kind of a overblown stat to a certain degree because of like what you just said. I mean, think about how many carries he had inside the 5, right? I mean, I hate that in a sense because if a running back gets a carry at the 1-yard line and gets in for a touchdown, guess what? It's only 1 yard. It's going to hurt his YPC. But when they needed to run the football, Josh looked good, especially beginning of that game. And the fact that they were giving it to him as much as they did is good sign going forward. Got another super chat, and I freaking love this one. So everyone, come on, let's hear it. FAB. Let's get some FABs in the comments section. The only reason you're allowed to even mention this guy's name on the show is if it involves FAB. Or, I guess you're getting around this, getting around the curse word, fork AB. If you want to fork AB, even though I have a feeling Tom Brady and AB are spooning right now as we're watching this, I appreciate the super chat, guys. I love you all, so make sure you guys are getting those comments in the show. Let's get some FABs, because I'll say this. I had a few takeaways from the game. One of my biggest takeaways is FAB, and I'm actually not a fan of burning jerseys. Not really a fan of it. But if there's one player who I'm kind of like, I'm okay with you guys burning AB's jersey because he did us dirty, and I hope the NFL does something about it because I think they need to get to the bottom of this. But I also thought it was funny how many people just had AB jerseys like laying on the ground, making you stomp on them. I saw one guy, he had it underneath his tailgate. There was another one who he had it underneath his grill, and the amount of like shit people were doing to AB jerseys was incredible. I did actually also, I will say this, I went to a porta potty and somebody had an AB jersey in the porta potty and it said wipe with this, and I'm not kidding you, and by the looks of it, I think a few people did. So, if you yelled FAB at all at the game yesterday or at your television screen, or you know what, if you're walking down the street right now, screw it, yell FAB, but if you did that at all, that's how I know you're an actual Raiders fan, because this dude did us dirty. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that big red button in the comments section. That doesn't even make sense. Click the big red button below. If you're colorblind, it's going to look silver. It's all good here. We are trying to grow this show. and I want to be able to go to another Raiders game, and I want to continue to be able to give out free tickets. I want to be able to give out some chains and some t-shirts from Raider Nation store. So the more subscribers we get, also, how about this? All right, how about this? You guys want to retweet from me on Twitter? Go to type youtube.com/Raiders Report, okay? youtube.com/Raiders Report. Tweet it out and at me. I will retweet every single person who does it. So that's the way I'm going to grow my show. We got another super chat rolling in here from White Hat. What's up, my man? We consider bringing Rush in at some point. I think they will consider it at some point, but I mean the pass rush and our ability to stop the run look pretty good. So I think Anthony Rush, from what I've learned from talking to a lot of people at Hard Knocks, was they really tried to make a lot of storylines. And yes, Anthony Rush looked good, but I mean Mo Hurst played well, Jonathan Hankins played well, PJ Hall played well, and I think we just have a little bit more invested in those players. So the Raiders really want to see what we have in them. Got another super chat from Matthew. What's up, my man? I can't use BetDSI because I live in Washington. Can't sign up. Tom that. Well, how about this, man? We're going to get you set up with something else. We have a lot of other sponsors here, so I want you to DM me, Matthew. We'll get your comments on the show, and then I'll get you set up with another sponsor. So if you guys are wondering what he's talking about, it's probably because you don't watch the show, but BetDSI is the best sports book partner out there. Now, they are a big reason why we have the ability to turn these lights on. So if you like the Raiders Report and you support me, go out and support BetDSI as well. Go to chatsports.com/bet, okay? Chatsports.com/bet, and use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. So if you want to bet on the Raiders making the playoffs, you want to bet on the Raiders every single week to win, easy way to do it is go to BetDSI, use my promo code, because if you put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. Bet on the Raiders, BetDSI, support the show. I would definitely appreciate it. Let's go to YouTube here. How serious is the Conley injury? I mean, anytime you see a player get carted off, it doesn't look good, but he did give a thumbs up on his way out. Also, from what it looks like, he's got about a 50% chance of playing against the Chiefs. So I'll keep you guys monitored on that. We'll do some more shows throughout the week about Garyon Conley and his health status. But also, follow me on Twitter because I continue to put stuff out about players and whether or not they're healthy, and, you know, put a lot of other random stuff out there on Twitter as well. Let's go to Enrique. What's up, my man? Do you think we will be first in the division? I mean, if we win next week and the Chargers lose, then yeah, we'll be first in the division. Yeah, it's a tough division. The Chiefs look legit. The Chargers played well. I mean, those are two of the best teams in the NFL. I think all the Raiders need to do is not worry about that and just continue to do what they're doing. Because if they play the way that they did last week against the Broncos, I think we actually have a legit shot against the Chiefs. Let's go to Aaron Gonzalez on Facebook here. Expectations for week 2. All right, how about this? Predict week 2 score. We're already 1-0. Let's put the donkeys behind us. Let's put AB behind us. Get your week 2 prediction scores in. Chiefs coming to Oakland, and I can imagine it's going to be super, super loud. There's going to be a lot of chanting going on, which I'm excited for. So, get your expectations in. Get your expectations in for week 2. I would definitely appreciate that. So get your comments in. I'll give some shout-outs here. 28-23 from I don't like food, but I like you. Doesn't have a winner. 35-22 from Bounce, even though he just retracted it. Dakota says Raiders 35-27. Damon Doom says 35-30. I'm guessing you guys are predicting the Raiders to win, so get your week 2 predictions in. Oh, we got a super chat. Appreciate you, Johnny. Do you think Derek Carr looked like he did in 2016? I do. I said it kind of earlier on the show. I think I said it during my grades section. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch it. I thought Derek played well, and he looked confident. But here's like the one thing that I'll go out and I'll say. I want Derek to just continue to do what he's doing. I think Derek is a very good quarterback. And I think one of the reasons why Von Miller said that he's one of the best in the league when you give him time is because it's true. Sure, Derek gets, ripped on him for being a little bit skittish here and there. But tell me what quarterback really isn't skittish when they're just getting absolutely killed. If we can keep Derek protected, now we're not going to be able to protect him like the way we did this last game every game. It's not possible. But Derek, to me, played really well in the 22 for 26, getting the ball out quick. I think Derek deserves a pat on the back. I think the offense deserves a pat on the back. And the offensive line, which really might have been the MVP of this entire football game. Let's go to Jeff Rogers. What's up, my man? Is the D-line the key for us beating the Chiefs? Is the D-line the key? Here's the thing. This might be a bad answer. I literally think it is the entire team. because the Chiefs are on paper, they're a better football team. They have, I'll say, the best offense in the entire NFL. But one of the ways that you keep an offense like that off the field is by running the football solid, is by picking up third down. So the Raiders this past week, 10 of 14 on third down. That's huge. We need to be super efficient on offense. But also, our ability to be able to get after Patrick Mahomes, that's important. Our linebackers being able to cover Travis Kelce or the running backs in that game. But also our secondary being able to hold down their receivers. Now, they're not going to have Tyreek Hill, but if the Raiders are going to win this football game, the entire team needs to show up and play very, very well. Let's go to Corrupt 88. You think Mad Max becomes a monster pass rusher, almost a few sacks, speed not quite there, or finesse. What does he need to do? I think just like any young player, I mean, as long as he continues to go out and show out, I mean, he had 6 tackles. He was flying all over the football field. And I think starters gets kind of overblown. The important thing was Mad Max, he was on the field at the end of the game. You want to know what players are impressing coaches? It's not the guys who start the game. It's the guys who finish the game. And Mad Max was on the field at the end because he was playing well and he was impressing. He was a big reason why Arden Key wasn't really on the field all that much. So I think Mad Max is going to become a very good player, but it's because of the effort. And I've talked to Max a few times. The dude's fiery. Dude's fiery. And if anybody has this right now, send this question to Mad Max, because Mad Max and I, we're pretty good. He follows me on IG and Twitter, but he always kind of like, tells me what's going on the inside of the Raiders. So Max, I appreciate you.
Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.